Hi and welcome back to another video. Today I'll be talking about productive habits and how forming these habits has over time helped me to deal with anxiety. Over the years, I've noticed that I tend to rely on certain behaviors that have gradually become kind of routine. For example, I typically watch a movie at around 8:30 p.m. to make sure not to sleep too late so that the following morning I wake up fresh and ready to start the day. Another example is that I try to exercise regularly. These are only two examples of habits that I've been relying on to keep a balanced lifestyle. As I've mentioned in one of my previous videos, being in control of my life has been beneficial for helping to reduce my anxiety and stress over time. However, I found that being in control alone is not enough, and that being productive in new and challenging ways is just as important. For example, doing the same exercises over and over again after a while no longer gives the same result. And I found that by increasing the intensity of the exercises, for example, is a good way to challenge myself more. I've also found that introducing new activities in life is also a great way of stepping out of my comfort zone. Every now and then, going for a jog in the park, for example, as opposed to always exercising indoors, is a great way to change environment while doing something healthy and productive. Apart from exercise, another positive habit that has helped me to reduce my anxiety over the years is to set small goals every day and to fulfill them. In daily life, I find that there's always something that needs doing, and that by setting small goals is a great way to get things done, with the added benefit of building self-reliance. Doing this over time has raised my self-esteem, which has helped in turn to reduce my anxiety and stress. Another habit that I find very helpful to rely on is gratitude. I notice that whenever things seem to be going well, that it's easy to feel content with the world around me. However, there are times when feeling down and even depressed can happen. During these times, it may be even difficult to maintain positive habits, and this is when I find that relying on gratitude makes a big difference in life. Whenever I'm feeling down, for example, I tend to look at the negatives in every situation, and that by dwelling in this state of mind for too long, it can make it difficult to see things in a neutral light, never mind a positive one. In this way, gratitude gives me an opportunity to change my attitude and the situation. I find that by spending time appreciating things that I have, rather than focusing on what I don't have, is a great way to train my mind to look at things in a more positive way, while also restoring some level of control of the situation. I also find gratitude to be a very helpful habit to rely on, because the next time that difficult situations arise, it is easier to recall what to be grateful for in life. Apart from gratitude, another habit that I find extremely helpful for reducing anxiety is acceptance. In my life, it seems like I've gone through countless ups and downs, the majority of which I've spent either feeling up or down. So I'll often have to remind myself that these ups and downs are inevitable and that there will be good times and bad times ahead. And if possible, it's better not to get too caught up emotionally, such as by being too happy when things are going well, and then dropping into despair when things get tough. But rather, to find a kind of balance between the two, which I find attainable by consciously accepting that change is inevitable. As one quote goes, "Life does not get better by chance, but by change." This brings me to the end of this video. Please let me know in the comments section below the positive habits that have helped you and which of these habits you found to be the most helpful in your life. Next time, I look forward to talk about how diet and supplements have helped with my anxiety over the years. Until then, thank you for watching. See you next time.